Yo, good morning, good morning. Today's live stream is going to be August 30th, 2024, and we have about a day left till the monthly close. So I am not really fond of anything here today. It's a Friday. We're closing on the weekly candle and the monthly candle. I do, however, have these lines set up. So this is actually the TGIF setup for the monthly candle here. So TGIF is basically a concept where you create the candles like, okay, so this candle was a open, low, high, and then wherever we close, we can create a closure within that 0.2 to 0.3 range. So I'm anticipating, right, for us to close within this parameters here. So now with that in mind, I will see if we can, kind of like, I'm not going to force the idea of TGIF, but if there's some setup that allows for the move into the 0.2 to 0.3 of the range, and not only is it a move to the 0.2 to 0.3, there should be a reason for why we are moving downwards into that 0.2 to 0.3 of the monthly range here. And on the weekly candle as well, we have the same thing where we have Monday as high of day. It appears that Wednesday we created the low of day, so now we're gonna create that closure. So if we don't get any bearish setups here, then I will probably consider not taking any shorts. But like I said, today is already going to be a little bit iffy because we are trading within two opposing fair value gaps. So we have this 4-hour fair value gap here, and if we get a closure above this 4-hour fair value gap at 10, then I would treat this as an inversion, and that's just another confluence that's telling me that, hey, we are going to continue lower, or I'm sorry, continue higher. But if we don't get a closure above it, then that means we're more rather bearish, and we're respecting this 4-hour CB. So I'm not really anticipating too much from prices this morning. I do want to note how we still have London lows and Asia's lows still intact. So if we do decide to like displace lower, then we can target those sell side liquidities there. But yeah, just keep in mind we still have session liquidities left, being London lows and Asia's lows. But if we don't get a setup, or if we don't get that bearishness that we want to see from prices, then we're not going to if you don't see that bearish power, like characteristics in the market, then there's no need to be forcing anything. Alright, so common characteristics of the very first 30 minutes of the market open is this right here, where there's going to be a offset where one of these indices will be trading in the opposite direction of another. So NQ is trading lower, YM is trading higher. Just a common characteristic of the morning open. Very strange. I don't know why we do that, but yeah, very, very common. Alright, I want to see what the dollar's up to. Okay, so the dollar took out previous day high here. So if the dollar's trading higher, we should be seeing lower prices on indices. So here is higher dollar. We've continued to make highs here on dollar, and so we retraced back inside this 8-hour fair value gap. We took out sell side liquidity sweep, and then displaced higher again. On the 10-hour, I'm sure we retraced back into a 10-hour. Okay, so it's just an 8-hour fair value gap. Okay. So higher dollar means higher indices. I'm sorry, higher dollar means lower indices. I'm sorry. That was not what I meant to say. Do we have SMCs? Okay, so we had SMCs here actually. There's an SMC between the markets just now. All of this resting buy side or sell side, sorry. All right. And for me, I never trade the very first 30 minutes of the day. It just has never been part of my trading style. I gotta let prices marinate for the first 30 minutes and kind of just sit out the storm. So while we wait for the very first 30 minutes, I do wanna get a game of chess in. And oh, so we gapped up today. So let's see if we are going to fill in this gap, or will we leave this gap open. So let's get in a chess game. Quick 10-minute chess game. We'll probably do 2 or 3. And I gotta get back to my continue to just keep grinding these out. These games. So here I actually don't want to develop my queen. Push up this. I'm going to go here and then castle this way. Oh. Is he gonna take that? Oh, God bless this guy. Dude, I did not mean to do that. I don't know. Arigato, thank you. I meant a castle there. That actually was supposed to be a castle, not a... So he's protecting that, so I can take... So I can actually go here, here. So this pawn is kind of weak. Okay, so he's protecting that square. I think it's time for me just to start advancing these pawns here, huh? I go here. I think I just take. So this SMT high should hold if we are bearish, sorry. But if we take out this high, then we're not that bearish. I go here, he takes, I take. I'm not sure what he's trying to do here, but I think he wants me to get this out here, and then he takes, I take, and then he gets me in check. I think I just leave my pawns here, to be honest. I think this is probably the better move. So this is no longer an SMT. Oh, good pin. Wow, good pin. That was good play. Good play by Broski. I think he fixes his position here, yeah. I should have seen that whenever he moved his rook, moving his rook there was to get that bishop a leap. What does that do? I'm rather confused now. Not too sure what I want to do here. Yikes. I'm actually under attack in a lot of places here. So if he takes this, I can't even end up taking this anymore. So I think I go here. This pawn's now hanging. Now that rook's, oh my gosh. That's tough. Oh wait. New game. Alright, new me. Let's execute. Yes, Louise. Oh, here he takes, I take. This is a very, very interesting open I just did. I have none of my, both of my knights are gone. My pawn structure is really nice though. I think I go out here. Okay, castle this way. Here. I think I've fixed my pawn structure here now. I can do that, fix my pawn structure. This, attack that. Well, it's kind of protected too, but let's see. 5 minutes left till the 4-hour candle closes, the 30-minute, the hourly here. Depending on if we get a strong candle closure, will tell me if we will want to take out this 15-minute swing high. I could have just moved my king here, to be honest. I don't think he can do anything with that knight. I think this next Yeah. And then I have to just get this pawn up. He takes, and then I take. Or he takes, I go here, he takes, I take. Actually, bishop's not hanging, so I'm going to go like, I'm gonna go like this. I think I go here. I think I just sacked the, I don't know what he's trying to do, but I don't think it's gonna work. Alright, I could have done this and not prevent him from going here because I have this here, but so I'm gonna go here, take this, we go here, take this, he takes this, I take this, he takes, and then I check. That's finito. That is fine. Here I think he's gonna go here, and then I go here again. Wait. Oh. Okay, homie. Okay, homie. I wasn't exactly anticipating that. Okay. We're threatening that. He actually can't move this. He takes this here. That's his check. Oh no. Shit. I think my only move is this rook. And then I think he just goes here and then it's checkmate. Oh, I was actually winning right at one point, no? Was I winning here? Here I was winning. Okay, I think I should do a game review. So we expanded right at 10 o'clock and we take out the 4-hour high. So now we have gotten a candle closure above that 4-hour swing. 4-hour fair back up. Very nice to see. ES is in pursuit of that as well, so nice. Not really, I don't really care for too much here. I don't really mind if we're expanding or not. Today was already a day where I'm deciding to myself that I'm not going to be trading unless we get like a very clear setup. Unless we get a setup where we retrace back inside a 15-minute fair value gap, have a 15-minute reaction to it. But yeah, let's go into the pros and cons here for today now. So I do want to go over the pros and cons and some of the improvements here that I could. My mouse is screwed up. All right. So one thing that I did want to know is that I did pretty well in previous week is I was able to answer the question, why did we create this power of 3? Or like, is there a reason why we created a bullish power of 3 candle? And the usual question to that answer for me is, okay, we just retraced back inside a 15-minute fair value gap, or we just retraced back inside a hourly fair value gap. So an example of that is during August 19th trading, here we are. So August 19th trading here, we I was targeting, there's a 6-hour high, right? And this 6-hour power of 3 was suggesting that we could continue higher. On the 15-minute time frame, prices is continuing to respect this 15-minute fair value gap, and whenever prices came back inside this fair value gap, we priced higher and we created a bullish 15-minute candle closure. So with this bullish 15-minute candle closure, I was able to target that 15-minute high. So on the lower time frames, there is a 3-minute fair value gap, and I took my entry at the 3-minute fair value gap, and I was targeting that 15-minute high. There's the New York AM session high as well, and we have Asia's highs that we haven't taken out yet here. So we have time frame alignment between the 6-hour, the 15-minute. So this, I say was pretty was an A+ setup. Like I said, I'm able to answer that question, why do we create that power of 3? So the second pro here is factoring in SMT. So me paying attention to power of 3, or sorry, SMT, allows me to understand when I should enter a trade, and when SMT occurs, I can move my stops to break even, because that SMT could cause us to continue lower if we're bullish. So I paid pretty well. I paid a lot of attention to SMT last week, and that was just one of the things that I did pretty well last week. And the third thing is time frame alignment. Majority of my trades will either be how the power of 3 candle closed and time frame alignment. Time frame alignment is essentially whenever the 15-minute, the 30-minute, and hourly time frame aligns with each other. But it could be the 4-hour time frame, it could be the daily time frame, and yeah, it's a crucial aspect of the way I trade. And understanding time frame alignment will, like I said, will get you inside, get you alongside with the moves majority of the time. So when were we going to continue higher? Time frame alignment will tell you when. Some of the cons here are, some of the things I could have done better here is pay more attention to how prices treats the consequent encroachment of my entry fair value. So if prices disrespects the consequent encroachment of my entry fair value, then I can take off some partials or close some contracts off. And if prices completely disrespects, and whenever I say disrespect, I mean a candle closure. If we get a candle closure below a bullish fair value gap that I'm trying to long off of, then I would close more positions off and just mitigate my risk. Mental con is I had a feeling of FOMO last week, and I continue to stay in the charts. If I'm feeling FOMO or anything like that, I should be responsible, stay disciplined, and get off the charts. There's really no need to be in front of the charts whenever I'm not emotionally ready. And last but not least, SMT again. So even though I paid decent even though I paid attention to the SMTs, I wasn't able to recognize that ES had already taken out one of the highs. and NQ did it, and I don't recognize that. And yeah, that was like a big SMT that I missed that specific date, August 23rd. Some of the improvements here are whenever I do enter a trade, I'm going to manage that trade properly. So like I said, managing the stop loss, understanding if prices disrespects the consequent encroachment or completely disrespects the fair value gap, then I will, you know, close off some positions. And second improvement, I could pay more attention to SMT and pay more attention to the target highs and lows. So if I'm targeting a higher low, if we have SMTs there, then I can consider moving stops to break even or not taking the trade at all. Being more selective with the setups I take, trade heavier sides whenever I do see the setup. So with the limited amount of entries that I will get now, I'm going to be trading a little bit heavier size, and I'm not going to enter a swing trade. Previous week, I did take a swing trade or an overnight kind of trade, which I usually never do because I'm more of an intraday scalper. But I still haven't gotten used to the swing trades yet. Fourth thing, facing the trade head on. Have confidence and conviction in my setup. So whenever I'm selective on trades, I'm more confident and I have more conviction in that setup because there's multiple confluences that I like to see. So just being confident, having conviction in my setup, simply execute on the model. So I'm constantly reminding myself that the reason I'm entering this is just I'm executing the model that is in front of me and being content with the outcome. So those are some of the pros and cons. I do want to go over two A+ setups here for you guys. And let's get some music on, shall we? I wish we could listen to regular music, but I'm gonna get copyrighted, so that sucks. Alright, so two A+ setups. I'll go over an A+ setup current week. So we had on Wednesday this week, we created this massive, you know, we dumped lower during the morning session. We created this hourly fair value gap during the morning session. So this initial move down here, I wasn't able to get a part of it. So I just had to wait on the sidelines and wait for some sort of retracement. And so I waited for a retracement, and whenever prices traded back inside this hourly fair value gap, I wanted to see how we would, if we would respect it or not, right? So prices digs back into this hourly fair value gap, and on the 15-minute time frame, we created a bearish 15-minute power of 3. And we also came into the premium range of this dealing range here. So there's two confluences where I can answer the question, why did we create that bearish power of 3? So we created that bearish power of 3 because we traded into a hourly SIBI, and we created that bearish power of 3 because we came into the equilibrium or the premium of the dealing range. So now I want to go on to the lower time frames to target that 15-minute low. One thing that I do want to note out is notice how this 6-hour candles close here. This 6-hour candle closure is suggesting that we will most likely take out this 6-hour candle's low. So on the 5-minute time frame, we created this massive we created this 5-minute SIBI, and this 5-minute SIBI supports the idea of us trading lower, taking out the 15-minute low. And we are also disrespecting this 5-minute BISI and had a 5-minute market structure shift. So on the 1-minute time frame, I take my entry whenever prices trades back inside this 1 minute or inside this 5-minute fair value gap. My stop loss is at this 1-minute fair value gap's high, and I simply just ride it out targeting the 15-minute low. One thing I could have paid more attention to in this specific trade is noticing how bearish we are on the 6-hour time frame. Because we had bearish signatures on the 6-hour time frame, and I'm taking my model based off of a 15-minute model, that means that the internal model is in confluence with the external model. So lower time frame narrative is in confluence with a higher time frame order flow. And yeah, this is a plus setup. We know why we created that bearish power of 3. We have time frame alignment between the lower time frame and the higher time frame. And yeah, so the very first trade I took today, actually, or this week, was on Monday. So Monday during the New York AM session, we had SMTs with ES at previous day high. So ES we took out previous day high, however NQ we didn't. So that was the very first signature, bearish signature that we had. So this is basically essentially just like the very first trade of the previous trade that I just went over. So we had this dump down in the morning session, right? Like I said, I don't take this initial, I wasn't provided a entry model to take part of this dump down. So I waited for some sort of retracement. So notice how we retraced back inside this hourly fair value gap. So that's going through my head right now. Okay, we are retracing back into a hourly fair value gap. So on the 15-minute time frame, it will tell me when we're going to continue lower or if we are going to continue lower. So we had time frame alignment between the 4-hour and the 10-hour and the 6-hour candle too. So we close on the 6-hour, and this 6-hour is suggesting, hey, we are going to be taking out this 6-hour low. So we have time frame alignment between multiple time frames here: the hourly, the 4-hour, the 6-hour, and the 10-hour. On the lower time frames, I was able to get into this piece of the pie right here. So notice how this 15-minute candle closed, and we created a 15-minute fair value gap. I'm going into this trade trading this 15-minute fair value gap as a breakaway gap, and notice how there is time frame alignment between the 15-minute, the 30-minute, and the hourly time frame. So all 3 time frames are suggesting that we're going to continue lower. So now there's 2 more confluence that I just added onto this trade. There's a 15-minute breakaway gap, so I don't want to see prices retrace back inside that high, that 15-minute high, and I want to see us take out the 15-minute low first. We are disrespecting a 15-minute BISI, so this BISI should have helped us continue higher. However, it didn't. And yeah, so on the lower time frames now, I'm going to go onto like the sub 5-minute time frames to find a entry model to target the 15-minute, 30-minute, and hourly high, or hourly low, sorry. So on the 3-minute time frame, we have this 3-minute fair value gap, and I enter whenever prices retraces back inside the 3-minute fair value gap. I'm targeting the 15-minute and the 30-minute and the hourly low. So prices retraces back inside the 3-minute fair value gap, and I take my entries. And that was it. Very in and out trade, very nice. Very clean setup. We are looking kind of sloppy today, but I'm gonna mark out the 10 o'clock open here. So that's gonna be all of the A+ setups that I had for this week. Like I said, I'm being really selective here with the trades I take. I'm not going to be taking any models that really doesn't make any sense. But here today, very, very, very nice setups that I've been taking. Alright, so that's gonna be all of the things that I do want to go over on the stream today. So yesterday, I do want to go over yesterday's trade as well. So yesterday's trade was coming into the morning today. I was already anticipating. I wasn't anticipating much from prices because we took out previous day high. So previous day high was the morning objective. So that New York AM session, like I said, I stayed away from it, and I just allowed prices to do its thing during the lunch and New York AM session. So the model I took here was actually presented during the New York PM session, and I had already in mind that we are in some sort of consolidation, so I didn't want to take any, higher time frame models, and I was just going to be trading the lower time frame models, like the 15-minute and the 30-minute models. So the trade I took here was based off of how we closed on the 15-minute and 30-minute. So based on this 15-minute and 30-minute, I could anticipate for us to take out the 15-minute and 30-minute high. And both time frames suggested that we would be continuing higher. Like I said, notice how both time frames here were suggesting higher prices. And the 6-hour time frame here as well is suggesting that we could take out the 6-hour high, leave this 6-hour fair value gap as a breakaway gap. So going on to the lower time frames here to target the 15-minute and 30-minute high, there is a 5-minute fair value gap. However, that 5-minute fair value gap should be treated as a breakaway gap. I want to see prices take out the 15-minute high first before retracing back inside this 3-minute, before retracing back inside this 5-minute fair value gap. So on the 3-minute time frame, there's a 3-minute fair value gap. Whenever prices retraces back inside this 3-minute fair value gap, I take my entry. The thing about this specific trade here is this 3-minute fair value gap that I'm entering off of should be treated as a breakaway gap as well if we're bullish. So I shouldn't even have taken my entry off at this 3-minute fair value gap, because this 3-minute fair value gap should have been treated as a breakaway gap. So on the 1-minute time frame, my stop loss should have been at that 5-minute fair value gap's high, because they shouldn't be retraced back into. And yeah, that's something I could work on for sure. But overall, it was I would give this an A- setup. Yeah, we had time frame alignment. We had SMTs here at the lows. We closed above this 15-minute BC again. So we had some confluence here that suggested higher prices. It's just, the thing about this is that I'm trading inside a consolidational phase in the markets. So trading in consolidation is already low probability. You have to understand narrative, and you have to understand objective, especially lower time frame perspective. And yeah, that's gonna be all for today. But yeah. Interesting. I've tried to I'm starting to recognize this pattern here, where majority of the setups I do take is majority of the setups I do take is either because, one, why did we create this power of 3, or if this 15-minute fair value gap should be treated as a breakaway gap. Both of those concepts or aspects of my trading tends to be the normalcy in the winning setup. So if I want to take more selective setups, I'm going to scratch the 15-minute time. I'm going to require those two. Either why are we treating this as a breakaway gap, or why did we create this 15-minute bearish power of 3 or bullish power of 3? And like in this case, I have a clear objective But yeah, I don't think there's anything else I do want to go over here. Let's just continue watch prices for today now. That's enough for reviewing with you guys, and yeah, let's just pay attention to the charts. We have about like 8 minutes left till the 15-minute and 30-minute candle closure. 4 minutes left on the lower time frames here. We do not have much displacement candles here on the lower time frames. There's this 2-minute fair value gap, but this shouldn't be even revisited. Yeah, overall interesting conditions. Not anything that I want to be part of. Interesting day. I probably will just close the stream for today, to be honest. There's not really much that I like coming in today. I'm not really anticipating too much here. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time, peace out.